our STEM on garlic mustard. And in our group is me, Nora, and Caleb. So what is garlic mustard? Garlic mustard is an invasive plant, and it's native to Europe and Asia. It typically grows in shady areas, such as forests, woodland edges, and disturbed habitats. Garlic mustard has a triangular heart-shaped leaves with toothed edges and small white flowers. It produces a chemical that slows down growing for other plants, so it can take all the resources. Why is it a problem? It has no natural growth patterns. It spreads rapidly. It grows tall and it becomes extremely dense. Within a few years, it dominates woodland understory, crowds out understory wildflowers, ferns, and tree seedlings. Seriously, it degrades or destroys high-quality woodlands and destroys wildlife habitat. Our problem statement is controlling and eventually removing garlic mustard out of Lake McBride is a crucial step to preserving biodiversity. One way we are going to stop the growth of this plant is community gathering of volunteers at Lake McBride. We are planning on having 6 more in the span of a year and regular monitoring by park rangers. Our solution is we came up with pulling the garlic mustard from the ground. We're going to have a community gathering of volunteers to help pull garlic mustard from areas that have the invasive plant. Garlic mustard it will determine how successful we are. We'll plan it if we need to do 6 bigger or 8 smaller ones based on how many people show up to our even after we pull the garlic mustard, we are able to take the garlic mustard to the south of corner 10 and Hillcrest Drive near the Corville Community Gardens. They have a big dumpster with the invasive plant garlic mustard inside. Our value proposition, this solution will provide value for people who use the parks. It also helps preserve biodiversity. It enhances the recreational use, keeping this plant contribute to the nutrient runoff and soil erosion, which can degrade water quality in Lake McBride, which overall hurts all aspects of life in Lake McBride. In conclusion, most of the biology in Lake McBride is connected. By removing garlic mustard will help the wildlife flourish. Our prototype is a flyer, which is a community get-together. We added information about the date, location, and time to be there. This type of volunteer hours are able to be used as silver cord hours. We also mentioned why this plant is harmful to the environment and home. We made a QR code that teaches you how to pull garlic mustard, and not only that, but we can dispose of the garlic mustard in the south corner of 10th Street still. For our customer feedback, we got 53 responses to a form we filled out. Some are in person, but we just filled it onto the form to make it easier. It was 13% like other jobs. For example, we got some engineers, professors, which is kind of like a teacher. And for teachers, it's not only high school, it's from a range of elementary to college. And same for students, except it's high school to college students. For this pie chart, it's for people who disagree and do not disagree. And it's 5.7% disagree and 94% agree. And more is if it's an actual problem. And 68.4% think it is a problem, 10% think it's not, and 21 are not sure. Moving forward, we're going to consistently set updates for community gatherings like this one. This problem won't go away from only one event. We will be doing 6 more after this one, consistently monitoring, and make sure they don't grow back to hopefully stop the spread of them and let other plants thrive. How are we going to promote this? By hanging up flyers around the city, and as well as reaching out to Simple Iowa City promotion group in Iowa City. We will have them post about the signups on their websites, and we are also getting on the Johnson County Volunteer Opportunities website. We want it to become a monthly thing and eventually a yearly thing. So we will communicate to post flyers about this and move on to different sites and have social media to promote the event. Costs. Since we're mainly using volunteers, we have a relatively low cost. Liquid Blood Services said they would be open to getting the supplies like plastic gloves, flyers for the event, snacks, and water. The water cost is going to be $13.88. The food is $20.93. The plastic gloves are $10.99, and the flyer is going to be $5. In total, it's $50.